date is Sunday, August 7th at 9:23 p.m. So this youngin' cop comes in, and he comes and stands next to me in the candy aisle. And he stands there for a while and grabs himself some Skittles. And he keeps shifting his eyes or outright turning his whole head to look at me. Trying not to, but, he was acting pretty scared. I thought it was hilarious, so I'm trying to give him his space. He's just getting some candy, and I totally get that. I love candy. Matter of fact, I was in there getting me some Laffy Taffy. Oh, I guess I turned off the light at the wrong time. So, I can't really eat taffy that well, and I'm going to tell you why that's important to this story. Alright, so I figure I'll give him a few minutes and he'll be through the line and he'll be out the door. There'll be a couple of people there between me and him and the door. And of course between me and him as he's at the cash register if he hasn't gotten there yet. Well, as luck would have it, he didn't have anybody get in line behind him. And alright, there's a lady screaming. I'll finish telling my story, then we might find out what the hell's going on there. Anyway, so I'm behind this cop, and I'm trying not to crack up laughing, right? Now, there's this lady who works at the Shell station, right? The Shell station. And she is so fucking funny, and she's sarcastic, and she's very sweet. And she, despite the fact that I tell her don't laugh at my jokes, it'll only encourage me, she still laughs at my jokes. So the cop's ahead of me in line, and of course I make sure that I step so that I'm visually in his peripherals, because I don't want him to hurt his neck trying to look at me. And of course he does the whole snap to the side like, oh my god, that's the part that almost made me bust up laughing, and here's why. He goes out the door, I buy what I'm buying, and I say to the lady, it's funny, he was acting all scared of me like I feared I was gonna bite him or something, but I ain't got no teeth. And she started cracking up. He did too, this is a youngin', he's definitely got twice my muscle mass. I'm pretty scrawny for an old guy. I'm pretty short as well. Do what?
Don't focus on me, bullshit. You know what I'm saying? What they done is fucked up. And you know it. Oh, that's me, no, that's you.
I'm sorry, I heard you yelling, and I wanted to make sure you were alright. It sounded for a moment like you were yelling at somebody.
Yeah, these fucking 5 guys keep following me.
Was that what happened to your face?
Fucked up, yeah. They're hitting me in the head right now.
Holy shit, lady.
They're fucked up, dude. They don't give a fuck about a woman. They're a lady, I know.
Is there something I can do to help?
Driving?
Do what?
Are you driving?
I have a car over there.
I need to get to Murdoch. I don't know, that's the only thing I do. They keep fucking me up for real.
Well, I can see visually that you do have marks all over you. You've been fucked up. It's obvious that you're not bullshit.
The cops don't do nothing. They say I'm fucking crazy and it's not true. And I'm like, nah, dude.
I'm looking at the bruising and I'm looking at the scratches. Those are definitely real.
I know, and those are not pick marks. And pop it comes right back
fucking in another fucking right next to its spot. I pop it, then it bleeds. I never pop them. That's the point. They can like just fucking bleed or fucking nick out. It's like fucking cellulitis or something. And they won't give me medication. It's from going through pain. That's what cellulitis is going from.
Well, the scratch right there is definitely a scratch. I mean, that looks like someone literally scratched you across your face, and your eyes definitely look like you just got hit. Like, that's going to be a black eye within the next 24 hours.
Yeah, I know. I've been beat the hell out of so many times.
Well, that's the way it is on the streets.
No, these fuckers have really done it in person too, though, some of them.
Well, I live in my car. There's literally only space for one person, but I can try to take stuff out, rearrange it, and put stuff on the rack. How far away is Murdoch?
It's Dallasport. You're not going to get into it. You're fine.
All right. Yes, ma'am.
You know what I'm saying? Or they're not going to hurt you for helping you. They've been saying that all day. But they don't fucking care. They fucking think it's funny. You know?
I'm well aware.
You're like, you punk motherfuckers. You fucking nicked my girl. Fucking go get my car right now and pick her up my damn self. Never. Fuckers. Fucking bullshit. They're little boys. Grow up. With little girls, too. Fucking young girls.
Well, this is my vehicle. Like I said, I live in it.
I've never been through real shit. I don't know. It's over, though, for me.
Yeah. But like I said, I live in it. This is my house.
Where am I going to fit? You going to move shit around?
Yeah, I'm going to have to pull some stuff out.
I can lay on top or something.
Oh, there's definitely not enough room for that. I am going to... The guy who works here, I can ask him if I might be able to take some of it out and make a round trip. But how many miles is Murdoch from here?
It's like... I think it's 12 or maybe a little more.
12 miles?
12 from Lyle. No, yeah. And then it's from here to Lyle's what, like 3?
So it's like 17 miles?
Yeah.
15 or 17? All right.
Murdoch's right by Dallasport, right before you get to Dallasport when you make the turn.
Oh, it's in Washington?
On the Washington side.
Oh, I can't go to the Washington side.
You can't?
No.
Why?
Because up there I pissed off the wrong people and they'll arrest me immediately.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Fake it out again, huh?
Right. All right. Well, if we can find somebody, I can donate some money to get you there.
You can?
Yes, ma'am.
Find someone. I don't know who to ask. I've asked everyone all day.
I don't either. So I will, I guess, go around and ask.
Barbecue. On and on and on and on. On and on and on. Never forget them. They're the good ones. Hella gangster, hella down. They're there for their women. Oh, they're women. Forget. They're the really.
Alright, well, I'm going to go start asking around. I don't want her being stuck here with that violence bullshit going on. Obviously, there is a safety issue here, and according to her, the best solution is to get her somewhere across the border. So, Murdoch. And I don't know if these youngins over here are the ones that she was talking about. They might be, because she seemed to look their direction and raise her voice when she seen them. We are at a gas station. So the important thing for me is to remember I am a male, so I can only ask males. And of course, if there's a female, she's going to have to ask him herself. I can't do it. That just freaks people out when guys come up to a woman and ask for them to give somebody a ride. So right now I'm in the hotel parking lot, so most of the people here are not traveling. I'll have to go back over to the gas station side of it. And I'll also have to pull out my cash and see how much I can actually give her. She does have like 3 pimples on her chin. That's what she was talking about as far as the pimple thing goes. I'm making sure that I stay close enough that if she screams, shouts, or yells, I will hear her. She did go inside of the establishment, so for right now, she should be reasonably safe. And I happen to know that the people in there who are working tonight, both of them are very nice, very sweet people. One of them's a United States military veteran, and the other one is the very sweet lady that I started the video to tell you about. Also, that woman looks like she got fucking straight socked in the jaw and straight socked in the eyeball, and she definitely has a scratch across her cheek. She said the cops won't listen. And of course, they want to pretend like she wasn't assaulted, like this stuff doesn't happen, like she's just a meth head. But whether she's on meth or not, whether she is a drug addict or not, it's still illegal to do those things to her. One thing I speak out about is how addicts, many of them, take advantage of us out on the streets. But I also speak about how most of them became addicts. See, marijuana is not the crutch you think it is. Marijuana is not the gateway drug. Abuse is. These people who advanced on the heavier and heavier drugs and did them in abundance, they did them in abundance to drown out the pain. They weren't experimenting. Well, they were. They weren't just trying new things, though. They were experimenting, trying to find a way to make the pain go away. Or for some of them, how to chase that very first high, because no high after the first one is quite like that. Lucky for me, I never got into those drugs. Most of them I've never even tried. Anyway, I am walking by an area where it should be very easy to ask someone if they can give her a ride. Right now, she's kind of scared. She's also not a pretty blonde-haired, blue-eyed white girl. She's a heavy-set, middle-aged, dark-haired, dark-eyed woman. So her chances are not that great of getting help. If she was a tiny, blonde-haired, blue-eyed white girl, holy shit, everybody would be lining up to help her. But this woman, despite the fact that she looks like a white woman, she still is not young and pretty, and as a result, she's not going to get the same perks as if she was a little miniature Barbie doll, all wrapped up with a bow. She's not a look at me girl. Anyway, when I realized that she was going to Washington State and I can't cross that border, that made me feel terrible, and I could hear the pain in her voice. Just another letdown. That's what it is, just another letdown. Excuse me, folks. There's a lady who's trying to get to Murdoch. I don't know if you guys are going to the Washington State side.
No, I
All right, thank you.
don't know.
Go ahead. All right. Well, that's two people asked. Now, what should be done is to call the police. But also, you guys know me. I gotta be able to record it, and I gotta be able to record my intent. So, I should at least go off for that.
I woke up fucking from sleep, like standing there with 4 cops, 6 cops around me. He's like, she fucking freaked out. I don't know what happened. Faced the fucking fire and shit. I remember the fire even. He wakes me up for that part. So putting the hose out and the fucking, I put a cigarette out in the fucking trash can. What's up with trash, dude, that you put out someone in that fucking dumpster to scare the shit out of me the first time we walked around the hood?
Well, do you wanna try to make a police report?
You ever heard, smelt the dead flesh before?
I have. But do you wanna make a police report about it?
I always do. They don't do shit.
Well, I'm willing to call them with you.
I need a fucking $2 for a coffee if that's okay. And I don't know who to ask or how to calm down sometimes.
All right. I'll just,
You have $2?
I'm pretty sure I do. I'm pretty sure I do.
Calm down and we can call the cops. We can do anything. We're up.
Here, actually, I got actual dollars. I'm sure I do.
They fucking go to jail with me doing fucking funny shit sometimes.
Hopefully $2 will stop the yelling for a bit. Oh my God, I am scared.
Why? Is that chick?
Well, did you see she got socked in the head? Like, she's gonna have a shiner by tomorrow.
By you?
No, not by me. I don't hit anybody.
Dude, I was
I'm
just
not
in the
violent.
store fucking. I literally was singing the song. She's like, you want to say that in person? I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, bitch? Like, what the fuck
Well,
are you
I was
talking
just
about?
telling the story on my YouTube channel of that cop almost breaking his neck, and I was like, I don't have any teeth. And as I was doing that, I was hearing her screaming over there, so I
Somebody
decided
get punched?
she was just punched. Like, she's also got that scratch under her eye right there, and she's definitely pissed off about it.
Did she get punched out there?
She got punched apparently right over by the Conoco. 2 of the guys that were messing with her are in the parking lot still. That's who she was yelling at.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And lucky me, I'm the dumb son of a bitch playing Captain Save-A-Ho. Everybody makes fun of me for that, but it's better than.
I've been there.
I gave her $2, so she said that she would stop screaming and she would calm down if I gave her a couple of bucks to get a coffee. It's worth $2.
That's well worth $2.
And I'm trying to find her a ride. She's trying to get to Murdoch, and that really does sound like a much safer place than here if she's been punched by people who are in your parking lot in the last 20 minutes, you know?
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well,
I
not
don't even
your
know her.
parking
Josh is
lot.
like, you know that chick? And I'm like, no, I don't know who the fuck she is.
Well, she's
like, I
from
wasn't even
Murdoch.
talking to her. I just
She
was singing.
Apparently her boyfriend is in Murdoch and he won't come pick her up. I think that's what she was trying to say, but I'm not for certain. her eye is all red. I'm not sure if you notice how red it is.
I noticed that her face is all picked out. Shit,
Well, her
but-
chin, yeah. But if you look at her cheek, that's a scratch mark. That's not a pick.
Yeah. And
But she was mentioning the pick marks on her chin, you know, and I did notice those. But yeah, her eye's gonna be black by tomorrow.
well, I will see you tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am. Be safe.
You too.
And thank you very much for everything.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So are we calling the cops? What are we doing?
Yeah, I was thinking about taking
They're
a
not going to
breather
do
and
nothing. They're
having
going to
a
act
cigarette.
it out, fake it out. I'll still be stuck here. I know these things.
Well, I know how it works too, and that's why I'm actually trying to take steps to get you somewhere. I mean, fuck my friggin' phone. Whoa! Oh my God! Ultra zoom.
Can we go to Washington for real?
I can't cross the border. I can contribute, I think, about 10 or 15 bucks to getting somebody to give you a ride up there. For the time being, I think I do.
You ask someone that you think looks like good. I don't know.
I already asked a couple of people, and I'm gonna ask a few more. I figure the sooner we can get you home and out of here, the less likely we are to have more drama and more violence. Good thinking? Is what? You're pretty calmed down compared to what you were 10 minutes ago. You're not screaming, you're not shouting, you're doing good. In my opinion. Let me see. Let me make sure that I get a pen here. And then we can, of course, call the cops.
I would too.
With what?
What is truck? You got $5?
Yeah.
15 bucks?
I might have 15.
I hate when you guys are fucking so sick, dude. You've been that all fucking day on top of my yelling.
Oh yes, and my cigarettes.
Damn, this fucking heavy for this earth. So sick.
Do what?
Learn a lesson. I just taught y'all the fucking greatest lesson in life. Hurry the fuck up! I'm dying! If anyone's dying, fucking help them. I would. I'd try my best. I can figure something out.
I certainly do.
Or I'd fucking tell you fucking job. You're doing shitty shit.
I've had quite a few people do shitty shit to me recently. I'm used to it. I shouldn't be.
You're at least don't say it this and even at all unknown. Except for us fuckers. Keep fighting. Some of us with a fucking bill just need a fucking armed warrior.
Well, I'm gonna go in and get permission from the cashier to ask people if I can help you get a ride. I'll be right back.
Okay. You could squish someone with fucking one hit. Bad. I mean, like, open their brain.
Well, I'm not okay with that.
But a fucking mechanical pencil won't go through my fucking head, you dumbass. Got me one?
Hey, there's a lady outside who got punched in the face. She's trying to get a ride home. Am I allowed to ask people in the parking lot that have license plates from Washington if they might be able to give her a ride for about $15?
Did you have a cup of coffee in her hand?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't, just because she's high on something right now, and I
I
doubt
can
anybody
tell.
would give her a ride at this point, anyways.
Well, I gave her the money for the coffee because she swore that she would calm down and stop yelling at people if I gave her the coffee. She is.
Okay, I'll deal with it.
I need more arms. Either that or bigger pockets. I guess it's my fault for not bringing my hoodie.
There you go.
Thanks, sir. What do you recommend I do?
Nothing. Walk away from her. I'm gonna await the authorities just so that they know, because I'm not gonna deal with that person all night long.
Yes, sir. Well, she's gone. Maybe she got a ride. Alright, so I got enough liquids for the night. Usually at nighttime, I'm still thirsty from the day. I'm also hungry at night, which the folks who work here, they give me some chicken earlier today, and I was gonna eat that for dinner. I made sure that my YouTube is recording live. That way, because I went in and I asked for permission.
Why recording live though?
Well, because the cops like to pull a lot of shady shit. There's also a lot of people who pull shady shit, so it just keeps everybody honest. Plus,
but
when
they're
the
not
cops
coming,
do
you
something
know what I'm
screwed
saying?
up,
You called them?
no, he's calling them.
For what?
Well, hopefully to be able to take care of you getting punched in the face. Although he's calling them because he doesn't want to deal with the situation. So
you know what I'm saying?
when the cops show up, you can explain your situation and about getting hit in the face.
Yeah, that's fucking gonna be great. Yes. And you're a part of this dumb shit?
Well, you said to call them. At least they're coming.
I said we could.
We could.
We're not gonna do anything. I already said that too.
You're right.
Yeah, I know. And you can't drive to Washington.
I can't go
Can I have
across the
15
border.
bucks then before the cops get here?
Well, I can try to get you a ride is what I can do.
When?
Well, hopefully soon here because...
Yeah, fuck nah. Get away from me, weirdo.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know. I mean, I really figure, like, anybody could have... I feel like the old man probably misplaces me. Probably
Fun. Anyway, this is really life out here. Now, for her, if she had been Natalie Bollinger in the same situation, she'd have had help within 30 seconds. She'd have had a ride within 30 seconds, and she'd have probably had people offering her free booze and, of course, free drugs. I don't know what is going on. Ah, there it is. Right now, she's irate and angry. And although she was fine with calling the cops earlier, she wanted to change her mind once she knew the cops were on the way. That's her going to try to hitch across the border, which is probably a smart idea. It'll get her out of here and hopefully in a more safe direction. The youngins that she was saying that she had a problem with have left already. When they pulled out earlier, I was going to try to pull around and catch their license plate number. I know that one of them was wearing a yellow shirt, but beyond that, I can't give much of a description. Whether that lady is on drugs or not, the safety issues for her, if she's being assaulted, are very real. Her face very much does bear marks of being punched in the face very recently, like within 5 minutes of her, of me hearing her screaming. Well, within 5 minutes of me seeing her, because I heard her screaming before I went and saw her. Now, the situation as far as her picking her chin, yeah, that's one thing. But the redness on her eye and the fact that it goes across all of her nose and the redness spreads to the other side and it's darker on one side than the other shows that she was punched on one side of her face. She wasn't like punched square in the nose. But also, having her out here screaming like she is, that does make it bad for all of us, just like it makes it bad for all of us when I do such a thing. But there's a difference. I'm screaming for actual help. I do want to actually talk to the cops. I understand that the cops are going to try showing up for a different purpose, but you know what? At least they're coming. And once they're here, we can explain the situation. Like she says, the cops aren't going to do anything, and they're not. But knowing they're being recorded, it increases their chances. It increases her chances of being heard. Anyway, I think she got the hint, and she's gone to the hitching spot over there, and she's going to try to get across the border. I'm going to go let the guy in there know, just in case he called already, just to let him know that she done left already.
what you're doing.
I let her know, so
Yeah, I know.
she left.
Okay.
She's walking across the border, I think. It would have been nice if she would have been able to deal with the situation without, well, these kind of problems. Hopefully the cops don't mess with her and harass her like she's just a junkie. If she was here, or if she had not been the angry that she was, we could have easily met, of course, off of this parking lot because we don't want her to get in trouble for being here. We could have easily walked over to the marina or over to the Chevron or over to the road, and we actually could have recorded the situation, and she could have tried to explain the situation to the cops. Now, being as she is probably on something, and also she's worked up because she was assaulted, it makes it so that her ability to communicate is going to be a lot more complicated. There's also the fact that they're going to use her being on drugs as an excuse to ignore the abuse. That was a cop car. So, I guess we'll go see what's up. There's 2 cop cars. This is the direction that she went, so make sure she's alright. Make sure it's not her. Nope, I'm not seeing her. She must have been able to get a ride, I suppose. This looks more like a drug stop. I suppose. Oh shit, there's 2 more cops. There's a whole bunch of them. I don't think that's her. Yeah, this definitely looks like a drug stop. So I don't know. We'll find out. Yep. Doesn't look like it's about that lady. It looks like they're just pulling people over. But holy shit, every cop in town showed up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a 5th one around here somewhere too. Yeah. So yeah, that happened. I'll probably get told that I'm schizophrenic and making it up, but yeah, that just happened. Yeah. Well, on the bright side, it's not about that lady. And that's good, because you know what sucks worse than having 5 boys beat you up is getting arrested when you try to tell somebody that you got beat up by 5 boys. Now, whether she's on drugs or not is arbitrary. The crime is still committed. The assault still happened. And I'm glad that in the amount of time that it took the cops to get here, she was able to find a ride across the border. Alright, so this was supposed to start off as a thank you to them sweet folks who work here. And although I don't agree with all their choices or their decisions, I do understand that this is a business and they have a job to do and they don't want to lose their jobs. I also understand that they don't want to deal with somebody who is on drugs, whether that person was just beat up or not. And I suppose we should all be thankful that she is on the Washington state side and hopefully on her way to somewhere where people give a shit about her and will help to keep her safe. So, you know how we end these videos. Although I probably should not end my video yet. I should probably wait till the cops are done with everything that they're doing in the vicinity. Just in case they want to come ask me some questions. They probably won't. But if the guy in the store directs them to come out and talk to me, then they likely will. Hopefully it's not the Scaredycop that was here earlier, because he looks so scared. I mean, incredibly jumpy. He might accidentally shoot himself in the foot. He was acting so petrified. I also don't want him giving himself whiplash trying to look at me. So I try to stay in front of him if he's the one that comes talking. It's adorable, ain't it? Anyway, I got enough drinks to drink. And I got two huge Powerades. So that ought to be some electrolytes. I also got 2 pieces of chicken. I'm about too much because I like rubbing on chicken. Courtesy of the people who work at the Shell station. Now that lady was wanting to make sure that she wasn't blown off for being on drugs or for picking her face or things of that nature, which is very common. Oh, you're a tweaker, so you don't matter. I think she's still a person despite her anger. And I'm glad that she made it back across the border. I am unhappy about the fact that the people who assaulted her are still out and about and may assault somebody else. Obviously, they believe that assaulting people is okay, and obviously, no corrective action was taken. So it reinforces their abuse and their belief that it is okay, which increases their chances of doing it again. It's kind of like that little boy on the playground. He chases your daughter down and pushes her over and hits her. Or vice versa, by the way. It's actually more common for a girl to do that than a boy, just so you know. But we'll make it a boy in our scenario who's the antagonist, because you'll actually listen then. So that boy runs over, pushes your daughter over, and hits her, and you tell your daughter, oh, he only did that because he likes you. So you taught your daughter that abuse means that somebody likes her. And you taught him that if he hits somebody, he's going to get away with it. How did you teach him that he can get away with it? Well, you literally just let him get away with it. You didn't take the situation seriously, and you didn't think about the results or the consequences for others. In this situation, nobody ended up dead. She didn't smash any windows, which it could have escalated to that point. And I want you to know, out here on the streets, I've seen every manner of person have a mental breakdown. It's just gonna fucking happen. When you're stuck on the streets and you have all this stuff that people want to tell you, these magic fixes, these magic ideas that they have, and you got this magic idea that if you work hard enough, you won't be stuck there. But then no matter how hard you work, it doesn't matter, because the cops are going to come down and they're going to give you a shit ticket for existing as a human being, but not in a house. But that shit ticket isn't for wiping your ass. That shit ticket is for a shit law that you got to go spend your time and your day and your money to go sit through court, despite the fact that it's kangaroo. And of course, you didn't expect that. You thought you were still a human being. And then you get to court and you realize that it doesn't matter how much that cop lied. You thought you had rights. You thought you had rights. Well, you did. You did when you were in a house. When you were in a house, you had rights. When you're on the streets, they disappear. And those same friendly neighborhood officers that are there for your safety and your support are no longer there for your safety and support. The difference is night and day. A lot of people are now complaining, oh, well, the cops won't do anything. Oh, for the first time ever, you have to be worried that if somebody is being killed and you call 911, the cops won't even show up. No, it's not the first time. If you're homeless, it's always been like that. If you're homeless, it is always like that. Just you people in houses got your privilege. You got your housey privilege, which is greater than white privilege. It's greater than pretty privilege. It's greater than male privilege or female privilege. Yeah, that roof over your heads is an established set of rights that you have. Out here on the streets, well, you don't have that roof over your head, so you're not entitled to those rights. They got the make my day law in a lot of places. If someone's trying to kill you, you're actually not allowed to shoot them back. You can go to prison for shooting somebody who is shooting at you. That is an extremely screwed up but true statement. If somebody breaks into your house with a firearm and is trying to shoot you, and you shoot them first, at least you're in your house. The make my day law comes into effect. If you're out on the streets and somebody is shooting at you, you got one legal option. Well, two legal options. Stand there and get shot, or run like a motherfucker and hope you don't. Anyway, it looks like the cops are done. They can business. I am going to find my clean socks. I'm going to find my clean socks and change them out. Extremely important. Not that anybody pays attention to my advice. But if you're going to help out some homeless people, yes, money is important. That lady, no, I wasn't willing to give her $15 that she might potentially put into a vein. I'll pay somebody to give her a ride if we're able to find somebody to give her a ride. And if she lived in Murdoch and Murdoch was on the Oregon side, I'd definitely give her a ride. I'd try to do something with my stuff, but no, I can't go to Washington State. And of course, the evidence of why is on my YouTube. The situation with Schneider, the situation with my stuff getting stolen up there. Of course, there's also the additional situation with my father, Brian David Schwartz. And of course, because I had false charges pressed on me, and one of those false charges was felony assault against a police officer, it doesn't matter that the charges were dropped. They pressed those charges on me knowing that they would probably have to drop them, but they were hoping that by the time they had to drop them, that I would be on my way to prison for murdering Natalie Marie Bollinger. Boy, did they fuck up. These police across the state took part in the threats, harassment, and intimidation. And although they worked together to do this across the entire state of Colorado, everywhere that I went, or near where that I went, they prevent me from turning these people in, and their involvement, and the fact that they coordinated across multiple jurisdictions to commit these crimes against me. And of course, I'm not allowed to show any of that. I'm not allowed to show how police treated me before Natalie was killed when I tried to turn in these predators. I'm not allowed to show any of the evidence. I'm not allowed to face my accusers. In most situations, I wasn't even allowed to go to court. In every single situation where the investigators for the public pretender's office were supposed to see me, 100% of the time they were a no-call, no-show. At least 50% of the time when I was supposed to see my public pretenders, they did not show up to the meeting. No call, no show. Then I was repeatedly told that if I didn't show up to court, that there would be a warrant out for my arrest. So I made sure I literally went to every single court date. And all of my disability money went to going to court date after court date, keeping me tied up in courts, keeping my money tied up. How long did you think it was going to take before I had to do something desperate? When it comes to advice, if somebody's homeless, there's two things that are always useful other than money. Socks and tampons. Socks and tampons. A lot of the guys that I know out here, in lieu of having a full medical dressing kit, they've got half of a first aid kit and assortment of maxi pads and tampons. There's a few veterans out here on the streets, and the first thing that they do or put in their medical kit is tampons. That's right, tampons. Oh, that was Little Mouse on a motorcycle burning Brodies and my britches. You want to see the skid marks? Toot, treat, the wonderful thing-a-ma-jig-a-ma-treat. Yeah, I know, fart jokes are so 1986. Anyway, it's good to be rid of you. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper and no victim left behind.